Hi everybody, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today we are talking about and discussing the Neptune ingress into Aries. So Neptune it's a really big deal because it's a generational planet. So it's going to be affecting a lot of people. And for sure, Neptune entered Aries yesterday at 0 degrees. 0 degrees is kind of the degree where we're going, hey, let me just kind of stick my foot in and I'll move in gradually. And that's where it's at. Sometimes to have a really good look at things, that's how I like to see it. It's going to stay in Aries until October 22nd of this year. It will retrograde back into Pisces until January 26th of 2026. And it's going to remain there until May of 2039. So that's going to be about 13 years, 13 and a half years, something like that. And with the full transit, yeah, at least 14 years, right? We're truly entering an evolutionary chapter in history because we have these planets that have all kind of made major transits and have moved into the next sign just recently, right? Because we have Pluto now in Aquarius. Uranus will move into Gemini in, I believe it's May of next year, but it is next year of 2026. And so we have these generational planets all transiting and changing signs, in a very short period of time. So these are all playing a major role this year and, for many years to come. But this is really for the evolution of humanity. Now, Neptune in Aries representing the collective, it's going to represent, it will, influence all of us, right? It will manifest in our lives in some way, for sure. And so Neptune does represent the collective, enveloping the world with its merging societies, cities, dissolving and breaking down boundaries. Neptune is the water. It represents the 12th house. It represents Pisces. And so it is water. There are no boundaries in essence. So Neptune is about ending. It's about breaking down boundaries and merging. And so Neptune represents compassion for a bigger world view. Neptune has been in Pisces for 14 years, and now it will be in Aries for another long transit. So while Neptune is about endings, it's also about the belief that we can help each other, compassion, but we can also we can believe in the future. We can because Neptune is about believing in the ideal and the fantasy, and that nothing is impossible to achieve. So Aries will be about new beginnings and what we can do in our own personal lives. Neptune and Aries, it can also help us. We can, each person on their own can help humanity. And why do we say this? Because whatever vibration we are in, however we are kind of just going about our life and managing our lives, the frequency that we're in, the energy that we carry around, basically affects the collective, and that's how it is. And this is why we're all, they say we are all going through a major awakening, and that should really kind of kick off in 2026. I believe it's already started. We're talking about a world awakening. We're talking about higher consciousness, the collective awareness, where we really are kind of understanding, we're really understanding our own divinity and our roles in the world and the importance of the universe and nature. So as Neptune in Pisces was about dissolving borders and globalization, we're entering a time when more local production will be the focus, because Aries is about the self. It's about what can I do for myself. I want to carve something new out for my future. I believe in this. I'm going to jump on this. I have the courage and the drive and the desire. But it could, we might be focused more on our own personal endeavors. There could be more sovereignty. We might see more sovereignty in the world, and with borders closing, we're already seeing that, and borders closing and communities kind of on their own, with their own uniqueness and their own cultural identity. We may see this, right? Neptune in Pisces was about surrender and acceptance and multicultural integration because of the lack of borders and the boundaries, and also the need for compassion with Pisces. Now with Neptune in Aries, the energy will be about ourselves, as I mentioned, and what we can do in the world to make our mark. We could see borders re-emerging. We could. But Neptune will be at 0 degrees. It's conjoining Mercury at 29 degrees of Pisces. Mercury is the last degree, is at the last degree, and this is the anaretic degree. It's a super powerful degree because it's giving us a chance to figure out what we want to do when it moves into the next sign, or how we are feeling about our life, or what we need to change possibly. Mercury is the mind. It is about our decisions, our thoughts, thought processes, how we think and feel, how we feel about things at some degree, but how we think about things, and how we manage our minds, and how we drive ourselves in that way, intellectually and logically in the world. And so, but it is at that 29th degree, very interesting. And so this is really implying or suggesting that this is the last bit of information we need with Mercury at the 29th anaretic degree to close out cycles, to believe in our dreams and what we can do for ourselves in Aries season, because Mercury is at the last degree in Pisces. So the Sun is going to be conjunct Neptune at the time of the ingress of Neptune into Aries, clarifying what we are doing is the right thing, to trust it. Here's the clarity, and the Sun is shining a light, really exposing, or highlighting, I should say. Neptune in Aries wants us to believe in ourselves. If you know about the tarot, then you will know about the Fool, and the Fool is Aries, really represented. This is Mars, is the planet, and Aries is the archetype of the Fool is the archetype of Aries. And so, what does the Fool do? He's jumping out and kind of blindly, right? And if you've ever seen a little car, the little dog is there, the dog's barking at him, and he's often seen kind of jumping off a cliff, but not knowing he's really taking a chance and believing in himself. And that is what the Neptune, and that is what, Aries wants us to do. So Neptune and Aries will want us to take the plunge and believe that anything is possible with Neptune. I beg your pardon, you guys. So Neptune in Aries is going to give us courage, both personally and collectively. And while Pisces was more of a feminine energy, open and receptive and watching, Neptune in Aries will usher in the masculine energy of doing and creating. This transit can help bring in new exploration. Maybe we are digging around the world, possibly archaeology, but with Neptune, it will be more less earthly and more. This can be about space travel and deep sea exploration. Excuse me, and also new frontiers in higher consciousness. So we could be seeing people going off the grid, or opting out of old systems like healthcare, education, and just, starting with new visions, right? We're going to be able to see things for what they are, our projects and our beliefs, or to be able to see things that maybe we couldn't quite understand with Neptune in Pisces, because Neptune in Pisces can manifest blind faith. So with Aries, Aries can see perfectly. There is no Aries is just kind of jumping out there as well. So, and with each sign and with each planet, we always have we have a shadow side and we have a higher perspective and a lower perspective, or a lower manifestation. We can call it a lower archetype if we want. And they are both. With each, Neptune has its, and so Aries has its own. In fact, Aries, if we talk about Neptune in Aries, we can talk about people who are possibly the lower, aspect of that would be kind of just impulsivity. It could be. It can. Aries can talk about anger as well. There could be, maybe there are things coming up where people will really be angry, possibly about anything that is Neptunian, about the oceans, about a higher consciousness, something like that. But Usually higher consciousness does not bring in anger. No, it doesn't. But I'm saying here that with Neptune and Pisces, we have blind faith. But, going in with Aries going into now in Neptune, Neptune and Aries, we can see too that with courage and drive, there is sometimes impulsivity. That is the kind of lower part of Aries, can be reckless even, right? So we always want to watch out for that. So, but whatever we dreamed about doing with Neptune in Pisces, remember Neptune is about our dreams as well. It is about everything that we can imagine, our imagination. So whatever we were dreaming about doing with Neptune and Pisces, with Neptune and Aries, we can make it real. All right, so let's talk about Aries right now. And Aries, this is really good for you. Yes, it is. Neptune will be in your sign for some 14 years, encouraging you to take on new projects, break out of old patterns, and reach for your desires with more drive and courage. So with Neptune leaving Pisces, right? Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. So we're talking about the 12th house. We're talking about endings and closure and things like that. So as Neptune leaves Pisces, we're leaving things behind for sure. And with Aries, everything will be new, right? We are in Aries season right now. And we just had the Aries new moon. If you'd like to see that video, you can see that here on my channel as well. The Aries new moon. So everything is Aries right now. The sun in Aries as well. And so this is going to be encouraging you, Aries, to break out of old patterns and reach for your desires with more drive and more courage and more incentive. And so this cycle can influence your beliefs in the unknown, in the mystery of life, whilst leaving the past behind. This cycle may have you being more compassionate and perhaps more creative. You might jump into your creative, whatever those are, creative endeavors, as Neptune is about creativity as well, because of the imagination. So your ruling planet Mars will trine Neptune, applying on the 19th of April, resonating even more with the transit of Neptune into your sign. Mars will be in Cancer, in your 4th house of the emotional mind. This is your home and your family. It can be your street address as well. So Mars will be supporting you, Aries, even more as it moves into Leo on April 18th. Because, is it moving on the 18th? That sounds a little early, but that could, don't quote me on that. Oh, yeah, Mars. I thought they were saying, I thought it was the sun. No, excuse me, guys. That's correct. Mars will be moving into Leo, not the sun, of course, on the 18th. And so Mars is your ruling planet, but Leo is another fire sign, so this is always a good thing. And this will be in your 5th house of romance, creativity, parents and children, personal leadership, and fun and entertainment. The ingress of Mars into Leo can be a fun time, a creative time. And for those of you who are single, romance could happen. It can be a good time to meet somebody or possibly to improve the relationship that you are in. So Taurus, Neptune moves into your 12th house of endings as it moves out of your 11th house of the future. Interesting. Venus, your ruling planet, will be at 28 degrees of Pisces, conjunct Mercury in the 11th house. What is a conjunction? A conjunction is when we have two or more planets working together in one sign. There is a hidden conjunction, though, as both planets, this is a hidden conjunction with Venus conjunct Mercury, because they're in different signs. And so Neptune in the 12th house will allow you to let go of things much easier. They both rule endings, right? Neptune rules the 12th house. Essentially, as you will be trusting this process. You're going to go with this, Taurus. You're going to be believing that it'll be easier for you to end things, close out cycles that no longer serve you. And sometimes that's not so easy for Taurus. Taurus doesn't like change, and I would know because my moon is Taurus. So Taurus doesn't, the way we like stability, we don't always like the change, right? Because they're different. And they are kind of challenging each other, so to speak. So this is about believing that your dreams can come true, Taurus, whether in romance, career, or other important life aspects. With Mercury, your attitude maybe knowing that all things must end in order for personal growth and evolution. Mercury wants to show us the right answer. It's the Mercury is the mind and the intellect. Mercury wants us to understand more kind of in a logical way, but and in an intelligent way. And this is significant with Venus and Mercury retrograde. They're both retrograde, and that is why. And Venus is going direct on the 12th of April, and Mercury stationing direct on April 7th. When Venus goes direct, Taurus, your life should feel like it's moving forward. All right, so for Gemini, Neptune moves into your 11th house of the future, social groups, and liberation. And the 11th house is where our hopes and wishes lie. Neptune in the 11th is asking you to believe in the impossible and the ideal. There's a need for compassion with Neptune, Gemini, and over the next 14 years, while Neptune is in Aries, your friendships and the people you connect with could be take on more of a spiritual or even an unconventional nature, or perhaps creative. Your friendships, your social groups, they might change. Your visions for the future might change during this transit. And your ruling planet, Mercury, is in a hidden conjunction with Neptune and the North Node of Fate. These three luminaries are aligned and working together in this conjunction, as I was explaining the conjunction. But Mercury is supporting the North Node of Fate, aiding in your evolutionary process. Now remember, these are based on general charts. So I'm not looking at your chart right now. I would have to see your chart to give precise, to give better advice. Yeah, for sure, because these are general. But these can also resonate for us as well. So Mercury in your 10th house of authority and ambition, the father, leadership. So that is where Mercury is supporting the North Node of Fate. So that is that's something very beautiful here, supporting your moving forward, supporting you becoming, manifesting your true potential. That's what the evolutionary process is. And so if you're not sure about your career, or things that have to do with your authority or achievement, or things that have to do with a father figure or leaders, bosses, things like that, that will all change when Mercury stations direct on April 7th. Things should clear up for you, Gemini. So Cancer, Neptune is moving out of a fellow water sign and into your 10th house of career. All right, so I would say that's a really good place, because this is another water sign. But you are, Neptune is another water, it's representing Pisces. So although Neptune can fog our visions at times, Mercury in conjunction will make things more visible. You're going to be able to see the logical while also exploring the spiritual, the mystery in life, Cancer. And Mars, the ruler of your 10th house of career, is in your first house of self, Cancer. And so we have the Mars-Neptune trine fueling your ambitions and your personal authority. And so just be careful a little bit, because Neptune in the 10th can have you uncertain about career moves. It's possible, and where you're going with your own work and your own agency. Interesting, though, it is in Aries, so Neptune, even though the 10th house, your 10th house is in Aries, so I don't feel like there's anything you need to worry about here, because Aries is such an action-oriented sign, and your 10th house is your career. Just kind of keep your eye on things, and just try to be clear about where you are going here. But this is kind of a power. This is giving you this Mars-Neptune trine, you see, is fueling your ambitions and your personal authority. So on April 18th, Mars will move into Leo, into your second house of earned income, values, and possessions, making a trine to Neptune. So trines make things easier. They're all in the same sign. So right now we have this Mars will move into Leo, will be in and making this trine to Neptune. Okay. Your intuition, because Leo's a fire sign. So when we have these trines, they're always in the same element. So this will be like a fire trine, basically. And so from Leo to Aries, making that trine, because Neptune will be there. Your intuition will be high definitely with that transit. And if there are any questions surrounding your career, Cancer, money, any questions surrounding money or romance, I feel like these are going to clear up. They are. On the 11th of April, Mars will also trine the North Node of Fate in your 9th house of spirituality, expansion, faith, education, and travel. And so this is a good time to travel for you. I actually know a Cancerian who is traveling at the end of the first week of April. Yeah, so this is around the end of the first week of April, so good for him, right? And so for Leo, Neptune moves into a fellow fire sign and in your 9th house of spirituality, philosophy, faith, and expansion. This is also the 9th house of education and travel, teaching, learning. And Neptune, this is also about faraway lands, so that is the 9th house represented by Sagittarius. Your 9th house, Leo, happens to be in Aries. All right. So Neptune in the 9th is very spiritual. This can bring on a spiritual awakening. The Sun, your ruling planet, will also be in the 9th house until it transits Taurus, moves into Taurus later in the month. So teaching and travel over the next 14 years, they could be important. And so maybe you want to go teach, right? Or travel. And so during this transit, there's a good chance your beliefs will change, your philosophy on life, your spiritual beliefs are all part of this transit, and you might become more enthusiastic about the esoteric and the metaphysical. You're definitely going to be experiencing, Leo, a higher consciousness, a higher awareness. Your sense of justice and morality may change, and you may be more creative, believing in your own creativity, which is also a good thing. Always a good thing. So Virgo, you're going to feel this transit, Virgo, as Mercury, your ruling planet, is conjunct. Yes, a conjunction is when two or more planets, I feel like I have explained that before, work together. Neptune Mercury will be conjunct Neptune. And so Neptune is in your 8th house of intimacy, of shared assets, regeneration, real estate, things like that. This is also the 8th house of psychic ability and trusting your intuition, things that are hidden. And it is about intimacy and sex and real estate as well. The 8th house is the unconscious. It is the unconscious mind. You can believe in your dreams now, Virgo. You can believe in your dreams of love and sex. Building a powerful financial partnership can also can also occur during this transit. And Neptune in the 8th house is very spiritual. You could have a spiritual marriage with somebody. You could get together with a soulmate or a twin flame. You definitely could. With Mercury in your 7th house of partnerships as well, giving you the last piece of information you may need about a dream that you want to live or a dream that you want to make real. All right, so Mercury, your ruling planet, also rules your 10th house of career. And Mercury is also ruled by Gemini, right? So that's your 10th house of career, happens to be in Gemini. Your 10th house is in Gemini, And this can be about your career, your reputation, your legacy, or about what you do in the world. If you're not working or you're retired or you're, what do they call it? Independently wealthy, right? Whatever you do in the world, that is the 10th house as well. So 2 days after Neptune moves into Aries, the moon will sextile Mercury and Neptune, creating opportunities that have a short window. So that would be tomorrow, because Neptune, today's the 31st. I'm doing this video, and so you have until tomorrow. Actually, it is a short window. Why? Because the moon moves so quickly. The moon will sextile Mercury, always offering an opportunity with these sextiles. You have to be able to see them or feel them, right? If you're running around and your life is, like one thing from another, and there's no time for rest or contemplation and things like that, it's hard to see it's hard to see and feel these opportunities that can come our way. So you might want to be seen differently by others too. This is another thing about with this Mercury and Neptune creating opportunities that have this short window. But you might want to be seen different here in the world too, with Mercury ruling, Mercury in your 10th, not in your 10th, but with the Neptune moving into Aries and the sextile that we have, you might really want to feel that you want to be seen differently in the world, or you want to put out a different energy, or you want to create a new reputation for yourself. That's a possibility here with that 10th house, with that, with Neptune actually moving into Aries and these transits, right? So this transit is very fated for you, Virgo, as Mercury is sandwiched between Neptune and the North Node of Fate. So yeah, that's super. That could be something. You could be living a lot of fated, everything really is, basically, but we shapeshift, right? We change course, we choose another lifeline, we choose this way, we go that way. With our choices, we shape, right? So we're given a blueprint, a kind of a loose blueprint at birth with our chart, and as we go through life and as we evolve, we shapeshift. So but there's a lot of fated events coming for you, Virgo. I believe there are. So Libra, this is all happening in your 7th house of relationships, legalities, and open enemies. New relationships, new ways of managing relationships, or a different approach, or maybe a new perspective is the theme. And Venus, your ruler, is retrograde until April 12th. Then Venus will station direct, and anything you have on the back burner you might want to move forward with once it goes direct. Or if you've been entertaining change, Libra, that will be a good time for you. And Venus is conjoining the North Node of Fate, and this is divine timing at play in your life. Yeah, it is. And that's just like Virgo. I was talking about Virgo with Mercury conjunct the North Node, and now we see Venus conjunct the North Node as well. So this is a really fated time, really in history. And that's what I was trying to say as well, because Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, they're all making changes within a short period of time of each other, basically changing, transiting signs. So, and these are generational planets. So this is all fated, right? This is definitely is. And so Venus is opposing the South Node. This alone will bring you change, Libra, as you leave things behind that no longer suit you. And the South Node is in your 12th house of closure. So you're moving into a new cycle. It's a good time to change up a daily routine, your lifestyle perhaps. It doesn't have to be anything major unless you want that, but it can be a good time for a new health regimen, maybe workout, maybe you're taking supplements, something like that. Or even looking at your health in a new way, possibly in more of a holistic way, changing work habits or gaining new skills, all fall under this umbrella of Virgo. And so the South Node is in Virgo, and this also happens to be in your 12th house of endings. So there's definitely endings for you, and leaving things behind, letting things dissolve, letting things go, Libra. So you have to believe and have faith if you're seeking change or growth, because Venus is in Pisces. And Pisces is asking us to believe and trust. And the South Node in Virgo, your 12th house represented by Pisces, is asking you to believe and have compassion, self-compassion as well. So Scorpio, this transit happens in your 6th house of daily obligations and routine, health and work. The 6th house is also about details and analysis. It's a great time for contemplation and meditation, perhaps as this is related, as it relates to Neptune, right? Neptune in Aries can have you visiting new horizons, potentially spiritual or metaphysical. And Mars, your ancient ruler, is trining Venus, Mercury, and the North Node of Fate and Saturn. And this is like a wowza, right? All these trines represent a flow, an easy flow, a flow of energy into your life. And Mars is the ruler of this transit as Neptune enters Aries. Mars is in your 9th house of spirituality, faith, expansion, education, and travel. It's a good time to plan a trip, Scorpio. Could be a good time to go back to school or teach. And it doesn't always have to be going back to school. You might want to take a workshop, courses, online courses, things like that. Mars is trining your 5th house of romance, creativity, and fun. That's a great thing. It is a great time to get out and have fun, as Neptune is with Neptune in Aries. And Pluto, your modern ruler, is in your fourth house of emotional mind, home and family, and foundation. The fourth house can be where we live. It can be our physical address as well. In other words, Pluto, your modern ruler, is there. And this is really, this is also about what makes you feel safe, the fourth house. This is your foundation, your emotional foundation. Sometimes it is your physical foundation, your family, or your home. But this is about what makes you feel at ease and secure. And so Neptune, excuse me guys, Neptune will apply a sextile to Pluto, bringing in an opportunity of sorts. That will be there for some time though, as Neptune and Pluto move very slowly. Yeah, really interesting there. Super. Usually a sextile lasts it can last sometimes a short, usually a shorter amount of time, but we have Neptune applying, excuse me, a sextile to Pluto, and these are both very slow moving generational planets. So that'll be there for some time. You have to be able to see that, right? And so this is about your everyday life, or your perspective about your everyday life. This is about your friends and your family, your social groups. It can be about innovating your life as you see fit, managing it, changing it, tweaking it, adjusting it. And your spiritual beliefs can transform you right now, Scorpio. You're able to see things that you might not have seen before, things that are hidden to the naked eye, things of higher consciousness. And Scorpio loves that, right? Because Scorpio rules the 8th house of the unconscious, for sure, and the hidden. And so you can fine-tune your intuition at this time, Scorpio, if that's something you are, interested in, right? Your beliefs about partnerships could change, allowing liberation and also transcendence, perhaps, overcoming these obstacles, any obstacles, with higher consciousness and awareness. And this can have to do with money and resources and how they support you. This is a sexual energy there as well. There is a sexual energy. It all looks good for you, Scorpio. And so let's talk about Sagittarius. And Neptune moves into your 5th house of romance, creativity, and fun. Good time to have fun, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's spring, right? It's always a good time to have fun, isn't it? Excuse me, you guys. And the 5th house also rules parents and children and personal agency. Your dreams and love, Sagittarius, can come true with this transit. Your creative style may be more spiritual or more esoteric at this time, or metaphysical. During the next 14 years, you can become more passionate about life itself. And this can boost your courage in relationships, your creative endeavors. This sounds great. Or anything that may have seemed like a dream in the past, you can make that real now. You can bring that into physical form. Neptune is in another fire sign, and that's always good for you. And so for the next 14 years, you're going to be more driven, Sagittarius. Wow, I'm Sag, right? Pursuing your passions and perhaps believing that the universe can be a silent cheerleader cheering you on. Sounds really good. And so for Capricorn, Neptune moves into your 4th house of home and family, emotional foundation. So the 4th house too is also about where we live, our physical address, our home, our house, right? This is a time when you can make your dreams come true, Capricorn, bring your aspirations to fruition. However, there's a need to practice your practicality. Your need to have everything kind of secure and under control, Capricorn, and seemingly secure, right? With your need to believe in your dreams, to follow through, to make them a reality. Be clear on your desires, Capricorn. This will make things much easier for you during this long transit. Your ruling planet Saturn is in conjunction with the North Node of Fate. There's a supportive force. Follow your heart, Capricorn. Follow your heart and allow yourself to believe. This is Neptune, right? Mars rules your 4th house, where Neptune has moved into. Mars is in your 7th house of relationships and relating. This is also legalities. It's also about the 7th house legalities. And the Mars-Neptune, trine can have you looking at relationships differently, possibly more spiritually and creatively. Your ideas of relationships can change, and you may soften during this transit, Capricorn, on how you approach others or how you relate to others. That could change. So for Aquarius, your perspective, speaking of perspectives, is going to change with Neptune moving into your third house, how you see yourself and your goals. It's a great time to travel during this 14-year transit, a great time to learn and to create more unity with friends, siblings, cousins, and extended family. Your communication style, Aquarius, that can take on a different delivery, right? Or actually your delivery might change. You might become a little bit more compassionate with Neptune in Aries. And this can be a great time to start a blog, a YouTube channel, write a book regarding spirituality, mystery, or simply just tune into your creativity. Aries will give you the mojo to do it, Aquarius. And Mercury is in conjunction with Neptune. That's going to provide the information that you need. Yes, it does. In that third house. The third house is the house of Mercury as well. Your third house is actually in Aries, but the third house is still the natural ruler of the third house is Mercury. It is. And so Mercury is about information. Mercury is going to be giving you that, since this is in your third house, ruled by Mercury, giving you that information, maybe the last bit of information you need. Mars is the ruler of your third house. Aries, it is the ruler of your third house. Remember, I said the natural house is Mercury. And that can be explained in another video. But Mars is the ruler of your third house, and it's in your sixth house of work, health, and everyday lifestyle and routine. Mars is about your aspirations and your goals, and there's an easiness for you to move forward with the Mars-Neptune trine. Trines always make things easier. They happen in the same signs, or not the same signs, but the same element. So with the Mars-Neptune trine, we have Mars in Cancer and Neptune we moving into Mars is the ruler, Aries is the ruler of your third house, and so here there's an easiness for you to move forward with that Mars-Neptune trine. Okay, so Neptune will be in Aries, Mars is in Cancer, but Mars will be moving into Leo. So but those are powerful, those trines, to help you just feel more flow in your life, and just to make things a little bit easier. So Uranus, your ruling planet, is in Taurus, in your fourth house of home, family, and emotional foundation. Your fourth house is what makes you feel safe and secure. It can be your physical home as well. And so there's been change, Aquarius. There's been like some gradual change, as Taurus likes things to happen very slowly. So remember, Uranus is in Taurus, but be clear about what you want, as Neptune can blur the lines, Aquarius. All right, so let's go to Pisces, and this is huge for you because Neptune is your ruling planet. And Neptune moves into your second house of earned income and assets, values, and self-esteem. Mars rules your second house, so this can so you have this inherently, the energy to create something for yourself that is both something that is solid and stable. At the time of the ingress, the Sun will join forces with Neptune, giving you the clarity about what's important for you. Your values can change, Pisces, and you could be on a more of a spiritual path. This is a time when you can earn money, perhaps with a spiritual or creative business. Whatever you're dreaming about, Pisces, you can really make that come true, because of that second house is about physical possessions. It is about the physical and what we have. It's about our possessions in our life, and money. It can be about money as well. So with Aries, with Neptune now in Aries in your second house, it's a good time for you to make more money. It is. Mercury is in your house of self. And I'm talking about Mercury as well, because Mercury is very important here, because Mercury is part of the whole stellium that is in Pisces, and which is the sign right before Aries, right? So this is all very important, all relevant. Mercury is in your first house of self, giving you the information you need to move forward. Neptune opposes the south node of the past in your seventh house of relationships and relating, encouraging you to leave behind patterns in relationships that no longer suit you, leaving behind things that no longer support your lifestyle or who you are, right? Who you really are deep down, right? You're going to feel more inspired, Pisces. Jupiter, your ancient ruler, will be moving into your 5th house of romance, creativity, and fun on June 9th, supporting those creative endeavors and showing you what's really meaningful to you, giving you the faith to follow your dreams. All right. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that was helpful for everybody. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It helps these videos. It helps to keep them coming. You guys have a good one. And remember to remember to hit the little bell in order to receive all my notifications. Thank you so much, you guys.